Discuss topical issues ranging from business to finance to education to relationship and many more, while celebrating young women on heels in the global space. SOH Talkshow will give voice to young women breaking the glass ceiling in career and business.
If you're a young woman influencing your world positively, stick with us. We are coming through. Hello everyone, welcome back to SOH Talkshow. For today, it's going to be a very great time right here and out there. In the studio with me today, I have two amazing souls. One, you've always been seeing her. She's a regular host on this show, and that is Ibijoke Oyewole.
Hello.
Ibijoke looking smashing on red, sitting on red, tropical red, and also red lipstick.
I hope I don't get lost in the chair.
I'm telling you. Okay, that's great. And also right here on the studio with me is a very beautiful guest. And this guest is not just a guest, she's loaded, very intelligent. Her name is Damilola Adeniyi. Damilola Adeniyi is actually a wealth advisor. Damilola Adeniyi, good to have you right here on SOH Talkshow.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, great. Good to have you. Today, there's a particular topic that we'd like you to do some justice to. We usually take some notes, question notes over the week, and so that we can have them trashed out right here on this show. And from our audience, we actually have some questions on this particular topic we call women and money. Women and money. It's quite funny, right? Okay. I think that sounds synonymous. I really don't know. It sounds good. All right. So the first question on my list to you is, there is a particular quote by Claire Booth, American author and U.S. ambassador, who said that, "I truly believe that women should be financially independent from their men. A woman's best protection is a little money of her own." How true is this? Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Really?
101%.
Okay, so please.
I mean, what is financial independence really? It's, having enough to attend to your financial needs, simply put. I think that is very, very important for every lady to be financially independent. The truth of the matter is, it's a global world. Things are changing every day. Times are changing. A lot of us, we've gone to school, we're educated, we're literate and all of that. Why are we empowered in that regard if we're not going to be able to commit it to doing things? There are so many things that people need money for, and I think that's the basis of financial independence.
Okay.
Money is what everybody needs to be able to exchange, means of exchanging things. People need things generally. You may need to attend to an emergency, you may need to be able to balance your family needs and all of that, family finances. There are just so many things to do with money. So I think it's important that ladies keep shattering that ceiling and ensuring, maintaining that status of financial independence.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you very much. That is quite loaded. Ladies, you can hear Damilola Adeniyi. She's telling you right now that financial independence is actually very, very important. So to you, Ibijoke, Damilola has already mentioned something with respect to financial independence and that it is very important for every woman. But how do we marry both? Submission, we've been told that we have to be submissive in marriage, and financial independence, how do we marry both? Can both actually work together without any form of conflict or something?
That's a very powerful question. Financial independence and submission. Financial independence does not equate to pride.
I love that.
Financial independence does not equate to bad attitude. A woman who is financially dependent can still have pride and bad attitude. So money sometimes reveals who we are, that we will not normally see when we have to submit. But when you are financially independent and submissive, you're powerful. when you are financially independent and you respect your husband, then your head is there. It is character. It takes character to a lot of times some men think they have to put their women under, because the moment they are financially powerful, then they will not be able to control them again. It's not about control. Let that woman have financial independence and still respect you. Then you know you have gold in your hands. I would not submit to a woman being financially dependent, and I will tell you why. I've seen women who've lost their husbands, and their children have to go on the streets because they depended fully on their husbands. It is dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
I pray it doesn't happen to anyone, right?
Amen.
But sometimes, to some people, life happens. And when it happens, they're not like, what next? You know, some people will call you and say, my baby is begging me for tea. And I cannot afford tea to give my child. I know someone whose husband was educated, literate, he was doing well. The moment the man died, her children will afford to buy tea for her children. So it's very dangerous when a woman is not able to be financially independent, right? And it doesn't mean that you can still be dependent on your husband. I make money, but I still, I collect money.
I also like being treated.
I collect money from my husband.
Being treated like a queen. I need somebody to spoil me. I make money.
The money.
Exactly. Spoil me, pamper me. Exactly.
So totally, I will say that financial independence can work with submission. It is having the right character that matters.
That really matters.
In a woman.
And that is why many men shouldn't actually be afraid or scared of that word, financial independence, especially when we are promoting it amongst women. They should even embrace it, because it puts them in a position of safety.
Yes.
A situation whereby your wife is actually earning and you also you're earning, you are both empowered. Should one side suffer a kind of loss, the other will definitely balance it up and all that. So I actually feel that they should embrace it, because when I'm talking about gender equality, I let people know that this gender equality is actually not for one side. It is actually a clarion call to help all of us, to help not just you, not just me, but also the economy at large, where we have two ends working. Of what benefit is one hand being put to use when we can probably just have both ends being put to use? And right now, we are not maximizing the potentials we can get from our women, because women just believe largely that submission actually means a state of being totally dependent on the other party. And that is why, as women, we really need to move out of that mindset, as we really need to drop it, that you can still be submissive. I really don't support anything that challenges your religion or your faith. Let me say faith, because I don't believe so much in religion. If it affects your faith, drop it. But if it does not, take it up. And I don't think that financial independence affects your faith. Reason being that you can still be submissive to your husband because you choose to. It's from a place of empowerment, and you are deciding. And like you said, you are even more empowered than you can ever think of. If you could be financially independent and you can still place yourself to say, okay, I need my husband to say yes before. I can remember when I wanted to get my first leadership management role in one of the financial firms, and my husband told me, because of some indices, he said, Sinu, you are not going. And I was like, why? He said, no, don't accept the offer. The offer is pretty good. Don't accept the offer. And I couldn't accept the offer because my husband did not agree. I did the interview. I passed the interview. I got the offer myself. But I still needed him to say yes. And one funny thing is that we say submission. Maybe we've actually overflogged this word. Because even the men, it is like a rule in my own home. My husband also knows that I have to say yes before he does anything. He was to be appointed as the head of HR of a particular firm. I had to say yes before he moved. Reason being that we just believe that when one party takes those decisions alone, without the other party's approval, it hardly goes well. So, yes, it hardly goes well, even if it was the right decision in the first place. So we've realized that stuff, that pattern, and we decided to just come to terms with somebody, the other party has to say yes. So I really like what you both said, and I would like us to take it a hint further with respect to, you know, when I was younger, people used to say that women like money. Women like, women do like money. I think they used to say it that way. But you know one funny thing? By the time I start working, and you know, it was in the banking space. You've been in the banking space for a while.
Yes.
I realized that women actually don't like money. They don't. And I have my reason. And I would like you to share your own perspective, because your experience might probably be different from mine. When it comes to loan access and all that, you hardly see women.
Yes, true.
So what exactly is the cause of this? Is it that there is a change in pattern, change in behavior, or what? Or the women we used to have those days, we've wiped them off. We don't have new set of women. As in, so what exactly is happening, David?
Well, very interesting question. It may be a combination of all of that, but I mean, I think pretty much it must have been a wrong assumption.
Okay.
Or perhaps we were younger then and we really weren't working and we couldn't really put these things in perspective.
Okay.
But now we're working, I mean, we've become the women and then we're wondering, okay, what exactly is going on?
Okay.
In my opinion, talking of loans, in fact, I feel ladies are even risk averse.
Very risk averse.
Talking of taking the loans, and you see the guys coming forward, of course, onto a good cause. But ladies are a bit careful to do that, you know.
Yeah.
So I really feel it's perhaps a wrong assumption and all of that. And I think another side to it is that perhaps people feel ladies are a bit flashy. Maybe we buy our weave on, we buy our wigs, we buy a few things just to look good and all of that. And then somehow they mix these things up and think, oh, it's all about money, money, money. But I think at the end of the day, it's really about putting these things in the right perspective. Personally, I feel it's a really wrong assumption. And I'm sure that as time goes on, a lot of people will also get to see that. I mean, have you seen the male folk? In fact, talking of people who are a bit, I don't know, these days I feel male things are pretty expensive. Like, just talk of it. Just name an item and you're paying double what you do for a lady. So I think some of those things come into play, and then people generally just build the wrong assumptions.
Okay.
But I really don't think that. You know, ladies
and another thing I've realized is that, like you said, women are actually risk averse, and when it comes to even creation of wealth, we are pretty conservative. As in, I did a research recently, McKinsey's studies, Deloitte also carried out one other, and then there's a university in India, one of the professors also carried out a research on the women's behavior to wealth creation. And so it's observed that we are actually, the conclusion is that we are pretty conservative when it comes to creating wealth. When it comes to savings, we are there. We save more than an average man. But when it comes to milking or maximizing the potential of that particular capital, we are not there. Because we really don't like a situation whereby we are playing in a field where we really don't understand. And I believe that the information, financial information or education, is so out there. And it is not tied to gender. It is not gender specific. But maybe women actually believe that the language, the finance language or the financial language, is men's language. And I wrote an article recently. I said that money talk is not men's talk. It is not men's talk. We should have it as ladies. I can walk up to you and say that I'm actually talking about I'm thinking about a venture, and I think it is going to do us this, that. It will fetch us this. Or I tell you that the equities market is actually down right now. It gives us a good entry point for us to make use of. Exactly, take advantage. I could probably come to you to say that, okay, there's something happening in the Eurobond space, or right now that FX is not stable. I think that in the near few months, Naira is going to maybe drop value compared to dollar the more. I think we should go, we should convert some funds to dollar and do some forms of Eurobonds. I think we should be having those kinds of conversations. And you should move beyond, I'm talking about my wig, where did I get my wig? It is okay, we can have those ones. Or we're talking about diapers, they are good. But I'm saying that we should do more of money talk. What do you think?
I totally agree, 100%. We should do more of money talk. We should do more of venture talk. As women. I think one of the reasons why it's a lot more men doing it than women doing it is because of the stereotypes.
Yeah.
A lot of people have grown with this ceiling that certain things are done by men while certain things are done by women.
Okay.
And because people have grown that way, even when sometimes opportunities present themselves for them to take on something, they don't see it because there is a glass. There's a glass.
There's a veil.
Veil that is just. And it reminds me of the example of the elephant that was tied to something very light as a child. So they tied it to this stick on the floor. Now, as a child, it would try to get away, but the stick was stronger. Because at that time it was much smaller. So this elephant would try it and try and get out of that thing, and he won't be able to get off because it's been tied to that hook to the ground. That as a child, he might not be able to break off, but maybe after 3 years, he can break off.
Yes.
Now, when that animal begins to grow, became very huge. A pool will actually take that hook off, but the animal will never cut itself from that tie because psychologically it has been bound to think that it cannot go beyond that level.
I think that's the best analogy for the women's situation.
Yeah, it can't go beyond that level. And that happens to children who grow up in poor backgrounds. That happens to people who grew up with mothers who have exampled the fact that you cannot venture.
You can't venture.
Just stay at home. Just do this. So there's that mentality about how a woman can handle money or how a woman can handle a venture, and they will not be able to break out.
I agree.
Unless there is a mindset shift.
I agree, and that is why I said that fine, it could have stemmed from societal stereotype, but right now it has become a self-inflicted stereotype. So we have to break out of it because we actually have the power. Like you said, the elephant needs to know that it can actually pull away from that particular rope. And we also need to know, maybe we'll do more of sensitization, and that is what SOH Show is here to do. We are here to sensitize you, to educate you, and also to let you know that there are actually some great women out there that are worthy of celebration. And we are going to give them that voice, despite the fact that media has refused to recognize them. We'll give them that voice, and here is the platform that you can always connect to see them and also get to know them. So thank you very much, Ibijoke. Thank you very much, Dami. I'm so grateful. We are so grateful to have you on this platform. We hope you come again.
Definitely.
Sure. Ibijoke is always here, though.
Okay.
I actually didn't expect any response from her. So everyone, thank you very much for joining us. Today, we'll be announcing the SOH icon for the day. And let's just go on a short break. Welcome back to SOH Talkshow. Thank you very much for staying with us. We are so grateful for this. Right now, it is time to unveil the SOH icon for the day. I'm unveiling, opening up the Starbucks. Wow! We have Triple J hairline.
Wow.
All right, this is beautiful. Triple J hairline actually has a brand on set today. This is a brand, Oluchi by name, Triple J hairline. She's actually right there on Instagram. You can check her out. She actually styled this. So I've been wearing her hair on this particular platform, courtesy Triple J hairline brand. And we still have something here for our guests. Thank you very much, Damilola. You're so lucky to be on this show today.
Wow.
We have a gift for you from Triple J hairline. Damilola Adeniyi, thank you for coming, and this is Damilola, thank you for coming.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Triple J Airline. I like it. Thank you.
Like it. Alright, thank you everyone for joining us on this particular episode of the SOH Talkshow. So we'll see again. My name is Tino Phillips. You have a good day.